Thousands of students are learning how to survive in the woods this weekend. The University of Kentucky's Wilderness First Responder Training course started today at Raven Run in Lexington. WKYT's Mike Linden joined the group.
You were just taking a run. You're out here by yourself, right?
For the next 9 days, more than 30 people in Lexington will learn how to survive in the wilderness.
We have a lot of students who work outside, who work out in the environment, and they're often far away from medical attention or would take several hours to get to medical attention.
Let's check for a radial pulse.
The Wilderness First Responder class will take students nearly 80 hours to complete.
This gives them a certification that allows them to to know that they can take care of themselves and other people when they're in their field.
Instructors say over the next 9 days, students will be cramming a lot of information into a short period of time. That's why they say hands-on exercises are the best way for students to prepare themselves for an emergency situation.
So what we want to do is approach our patient from the feet and tell them you have medical training, tell them your name, and that you want to help.
Even for casual outdoor enthusiasts, students say the skills learned in the program could make the difference in a life and death situation.
Hiking is just something I've done all the time, getting myself into dangerous situations, so having first aid behind would help a little bit.
In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
There is already a wait list for the 2017 class.
You think things are safe, but they're not.
Coming up, Lexington police are investigating another shooting, which is now the fourth in just 2 days.
A New Year's Day shooting turns fatal. A Lexington family had been hoping that wasn't going to be the outcome.
It's the start of the SEC play for UK, and tonight fans will get to hear quite a voice before the game.
It means so much for me to be here tonight singing the national anthem.
We'll talk to Jordan Smith and get a preview of tonight's matchup.
This is WKYT News.
A violent start to the new year. You're watching WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. Tonight, Lexington police are investigating another shooting. This one happened around 7 this morning on Millbank Road. Police tell us they found a woman outside a home, shot twice and soaked in gasoline. WKYT's Mike Byer is talking to neighbors in our top story.
It's been a busy 2 days for Lexington police, who are now investigating the city's fourth shooting since the new year began. Police say the latest shooting happened around 7 this morning on the north side by Millbank Road, a neighborhood where Rebecca says she walks her dog every day.
You think things are safe, but they're not. They seem safe every day until something happens, and then it gives you back to reality that it's not. It can happen anywhere.
Police tell us the latest shooting victim was found lying by a driveway to a home in the 1900 block of Millbank Road. Police tell us evidence shows that the woman may have been shot right here at Martin Luther King Park. The park is right down the street from the house where the woman ended up. Police say the homeowner called them after she heard someone screaming from outside of the house. When officers arrived, they say they located a woman in her early 20s who had been shot twice and doused in gasoline. Police have not identified the woman yet, but they say she was taken to UK hospital with life-threatening injuries. Meanwhile, Rebecca says crime like this is very unusual for this neighborhood and that it's a big reality check.
I just will be more cautious. I don't want to live in fear, though. I think it's good to still keep going, but do it with a different attitude and a different preparation.
In Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Right now, police have said they have no named suspects or persons of interest. Lexington police are still trying to track down the person responsible for the city's first murder of 2016. The Fayette County Coroner's Office says 28-year-old Joseph Allen McDowell died just after midnight. Police say someone shot McDowell early Friday morning on Roosevelt Boulevard. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is talking to his family about their loss.
The family of 28-year-old Joseph McDowell tells us they have no idea why he was shot on New Year's Day. They say he was outgoing and always trying to help others.
As to who pulled the trigger, we don't know, but 28-year-old Joseph McDowell was shot multiple times in the early morning hours on New Year's Day. When police arrived on scene, he was alive but unresponsive and had suffered multiple gunshot wounds, at least once to the head and to the chest. He was taken to UK hospital for emergency surgery, but unfortunately, overnight we learned of his passing. Family remains shocked and wanting answers. They tell us they don't know why McDowell would have been over on Roosevelt Boulevard. Timmy Howard was his cousin, but the pair was more like brothers.
When we went to elementary school together, and when the principal would be like, where's Timmy at? If they see him, they know that I'm somewhere. If they see me, they know he's gonna be somewhere around the corner coming.
Howard tells us McDowell's mom needs answers about the shooting the most. In Lexington, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
Police haven't made any arrests yet. We are tracking a developing story out of Boyle County tonight. Firefighters are investigating a deadly fire in Danville. The fire started around 8 this morning on Perryville Road. Firefighters say some people driving by the home stopped to see if anyone was inside and needed help. Firefighters put the fire out and then found a body in a first-floor bedroom. Our partners at the Herald Leader are reporting the victim was 62-year-old Justin Baker Young. Crews did have to treat someone who stopped to help for smoke inhalation. The sunshine today was deceptive. It looked a lot warmer outside than it felt, and we really have had a chilly start to 2016. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell breaks down the forecast for the rest of the weekend.
And here's the problem, Kristen. It's normal. This is where we should be. We were just treated so well by Mother Nature with some of the warmer temperatures that we were spoiled, basically. And now we're finally getting in on some of the chilly stuff. We're looking back toward downtown tonight. A little bounce to the camera because we do have a little bit of a breeze ongoing out there. 37 degrees right now in Lexington with a feels-like temperature coming in at 30. Our daytime highs, by the way, going into Monday and Tuesday will be around 30 actual air temperatures. Just to get it all in perspective for you. Southwest winds coming in here around 9 miles per hour, so that's what's driving the actual feels-like temperature down. This is our Defender radar network, and I promise I have it in full action mode. We're just not tracking anything at the moment, but we will. We'll have some cloud cover start rolling in out there. This evening, hovering around 32 degrees. We go into the overnight hours, and I think we end up in the low and mid 20s, cleared on the cold side. End of the day tomorrow, clouds will start to roll into the area, setting us up for the potential of flakes of snow, maybe even some light accumulations. I'll track that coming up for you in just a few minutes.
With those temperatures dropping, firefighters do have a warning for everyone about carbon monoxide. When certain appliances break down, they can give off carbon monoxide. And since the gas is colorless and odorless, you may not know until it's too late. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain shows us how you can protect yourself this winter.
With the winter weather upon us, Lexington firefighters want you to be aware of carbon monoxide poisoning, a poisonous gas considered to be a silent killer.
You don't know that you're overcome by the gas until it's too late.
Carbon monoxide is called a silent killer because it's a gas that is odorless, tasteless, and cannot be seen.
Carbon monoxide is gas that is produced when you have appliances in your house that aren't functioning properly.
The scary part is CO poisoning can go undetected.
You won't be able to know that you're overcome by the fumes until it's too late. If you don't vent the home properly, you're going to have accumulation of carbon monoxide, which could make you sick. So that's why it's important to have carbon monoxide detectors in your home.
So along with having an up-to-date working CO detector, here's the most important tip to help keep your family safe from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Make sure that your furnace is operating properly and that it's vented properly to the outside.
Battalion Chief Samuelson recommends having a CO detector on every floor, including one in the basement and one near an attached garage. In Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
The Kentucky Regional Poison Control Center reports more than 1,000 cases of carbon monoxide poisoning were reported in the last 5 years. Well, tonight will be a big test for the UK men's basketball team. Kentucky is hosting Ole Miss at Rupp Arena for the start of SEC play. And the Rebels will be a challenge for the Cats. WKYT's Lee K. Howard has a look at the matchup.
That is right. A year ago, Kentucky and Ole Miss played all the way to overtime before the Wildcats were victorious. This is a tough and talented Rebels team tonight coming to Rupp Arena. Kentucky should be tested in their first game of league play against the Rebels, team that will give this young Wildcats group a couple of different looks on defense.
They're playing a 2-3. They're playing a 1-3-1 trap. They're spreading out the court in a 2-2-1. They're man-to-man. They're getting after it. They play. It's a great first game for us to really see, okay, where truly are we?
And of course, any team like the Rebels, when they come to Rupp Arena to play Kentucky, they're going to play much better than they would have otherwise. We'll have a bigger preview on this game coming up a little bit later in sports. Kristen.
League K fans who arrived before game time at Rupp tonight will get an extra treat. The Voice winner and Harlan County native Jordan Smith will sing the national anthem. WKYT's Jennifer Palumbo caught up with Smith at Rupp this afternoon.
It's a big night for the Big Blue Nation. Tens of thousands of fans are going to hear the Voice winner Jordan Smith singing the national anthem. It's his first time singing the anthem here in Rupp Arena, and it's a dream come true for the Harlan County native.
It means so much for me to be here tonight singing the national anthem in a place that I consider just so amazing and so sacred, honestly, to basketball in the state of Kentucky. I think that this is just the epitome. It's just such a peak of amazing moments that I've had this year. This is something, I've been a fan of UK basketball for such a long time, and I've also been a singer for a very long time. And so these two things coming together is something that's really special to me.
Jordan Smith won't have much time to spend here in Lexington. He's leaving for LA in the morning to start work on his next album. And he's also celebrating a personal milestone. He just got engaged last night, and his fiancee Kristen Denny is here at the game with him. At Rupp Arena, I'm Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
If you don't have tickets to tonight's game, you can still watch Jordan sing with the Kentucky Game Day app.